the next three picks. So the offensive lineman, we had the defensive tackle, and then we also had Castro Fields, a cornerback. Out of those three picks, anyone stand out? And if not, who do you think has the best chance of making the roster or even the practice squad out of those three guys?
Man, it feels like we're just super deep at offensive line.
Yep.
Hey, we're super deep. Offensive line, cornerback, and defensive line.
Yeah.
So all three of these positions are those positions.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly who is kind of projected to be like the most talented out of these guys, but
yeah. I think maybe the defensive tackle, Khalil Davis, maybe. I mean, he's got a similar frame to DJ Jones, 6'1", 301 pounds. He was very productive in college. And we're, when I think about our interior defensive linemen, we got Givens, Armstead,
Ridgeway.
Who else?
Ridgeway.
Hassan Ridgeway. And I think that's it, right? For the interior defensive linemen. I don't think we have more than 4. Maybe someone in the chat can help us out with that. But I think Davis could have the best chance of making the practice squad out of these three guys. Because
you said Givens, right?
Yeah. Givens, okay. Ridgeway, Armstead, and
Kinlaw.
Kinlaw, of course, and Kinlaw. So I think that's 4 or 5. So he might have the best chance. And DJ Jones, hell, he was a 6th round pick in 2017 in Lynch's first draft. So he made the most out of his opportunity. But I think the last 3 guys, are roster, bubble guys. Maybe they'll get a chance to get on the practice squad, but you never know. We'll see what they do. Elijah Mitchell was a 6th round pick last year. Hell, he was the best running back on the team. So you never know. One of these 3 guys could do that.
I do like those shorter dudes. That's one thing people started to love about DJ Jones is, 6'1". It's just hard to move those guys around. It's hard to get off of your to lose balance. So
and he's lower to the ground. Like if he's 6'1", he's going up against a guy that's 6'5". He gets under his pads. He can easily push him around and move him to whichever way he needs to get to the ball carrier. So I think that's definitely, and you gotta have a strong lower body and all that. But DJ Jones definitely, he's kind of the one of the better, shorter defensive linemen, of course. And of course, Aaron Donald, he's 6 even, but he's generational Hall of Famer type player. So the last pick of the draft, Mr. Irrelevant, round 7, we picked a quarterback. Quarterback Brock Purdy. Just to talk about him real quick, he was a very productive quarterback at Iowa State. He was the first team All Big 12 honors. He started all 13 games, and I believe he holds a bunch of passing records at Iowa State. So he was a very productive guy, very mobile. I think this pick by the Niners pretty much is the end of Jimmy G's tenure as a 49er. I don't think Jimmy G will be a 49er come week 1. What are your thoughts on the draft pick, and do you agree or disagree with me on that about Jimmy G?
That was, great minds think alike once again, because that was my first thought. My first thought was, I think I tweeted it too. Brock Purdy equals bye-bye Jimmy. And then a lot of us, there were a lot of dudes who had Brock Purdy as the final pick on their mock draft. He was another guy that was one of my final picks on a few of my mock drafts. So it wasn't too a surprise to me. And we're going to need another guy to learn the system. We're going to need another guy. You just never know, hopefully we never have to use him. Hopefully we never have to use the Sherfield. But I think that is definitely demonstrating we're going to need, just to be safe, you do have to have another guy knowing the system. You don't want to just bring a guy halfway through the season if you have to, like we did Brian Hill. So Man, and then I also heard a little bit of news about John Lynch talking, sharing a little bit of his frustration about Jimmy Garoppolo's agent and the timing of the surgery, and they were kind of close to some deals looking like it could possibly happen. I don't want to word things wrong or throw out any misinformation. I just briefly seen it. So you know, I think, hey, that was like, hey, this is a Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy. Like, I almost feel like, you know, that Mr. Irrelevant is like almost like a shot at Jimmy, almost in a way, kind of like I don't know, in a weird little way, but you know, it is what it is. I think it's a great pickup. He looks like he's got a lot of fire, which I love that. You know, people talk about how they remind him, or how Purdy reminds them of Nick Mullins. I can see similarities. I think he might be, you know, really smart as well. I seen a little video when he did get the drafted. Just his family was so juiced up, man. I mean, they were, you know, stupid excited. So, you know, that's all. It's all good, man.
It's great to see people's dreams come to reality, man. I mean, the NFL draft is very unique. I mean, I know the NBA draft, I feel like the coverage for the NFL draft is like the most expansive compared to NBA draft. It's pretty popular as well, but no one really watches the MLB draft, or some people, they watch the hockey draft or whatever, but I feel like the NFL, they just do it the best. All eyes are on the NFL draft. And you get to see guys' dreams, you know, turn into realities. Huge shout out to Redder4. Thanks for tuning into the stream. I agree with 49er Minded. Brunskill is a great utility guy, but I do not want him as a starter. I would agree with that. But he may be, you know, he knows Shanahan's offense, and, you know, he's a veteran. It's going to be hard to knock him off. Even Shanahan said that as well. But as far as Brock, I think he could be a good practice squad quarterback, especially since he can run around, he can maneuver, he is undersized. So when we have to play Russell Wilson, when we have to play Kyler Murray, I think he'll be, you know, a solid quarterback to run that offensive system in practice, so that way the defense can get a feel for what they're going to see on game day. So I think that's another you know, good signing. Brock most likely will be on the practice squad. I only think 2 quarterbacks will be on the active roster. It'll probably be Trey and why is his name escaping me?
Sudfeld.
Sudfeld, exactly. I think it'll just be Trey and Sudfeld. I don't know why his name was escaping me, but yeah, I think those will be the 2 guys on the active roster now.